Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we have a haul, finally. I'm so happy. If you guys don't know this, I have been in a no shop Lent period. I do this every year, and this year was especially hard because for some reason retailers have decided that they would take me as an inspiration for their collections. Not, I wish. But they have all come out with beautiful, classic, timeless, useful pieces that I was dying to add to my wardrobe, and I was really afraid that I wasn't going to be able to snap them up in time. But fortunately, I did get some really good things, and I have some things from Uniqlo, from COS, from Zara, from Mango. So let's get started because I do think there's a lot to see. Beginning with Uniqlo. Uniqlo has been a big favorite for me. Ever since I got pregnant, I have rediscovered how useful their pieces are. And useful might not seem like the most attractive term to describe fashion and style, but when you have to live a life instead of just take pictures, useful combined with quality, combined with stylish, kind of fashionable to a point pieces is what we need. So I got two things in linen. Uniqlo's linen is really good because it's very light, it's very breathable. So if like me, you suffer from the heat waves during the summer months, you should totally check them out. I first got this dress. This was actually my Mother's Day dress, my first Mother's Day. How crazy is that? It is in a gingham, and you're going to see a lot of gingham in this haul. It's in a actual navy and white. From afar, excuse the horrible nails, but I'm going to Brazil this week, and bar none, Brazilians do amazing manicures, so I am saving up the disaster for their hands. So hopefully you'll forgive me. I know we're supposed to look polished and stuff, but real life, again, real life. So not a black and white gingham, which I think makes it a little bit lighter, a little bit more digestible for summer. I know black can be kind of heavy for some people. I don't mind it. I think it's actually very chic. But in this case, you do pull a little bit of navy, and especially when you pair it with more bluish accessories, it really comes out. Love that it has buttons all over the front because breastfeeding. Love that you get the short sleeves that aren't too short, so it covers your arms in a more significant kind of intentional way. Beautiful waist that has a band right here with a little bit of ruching, so it gives you some shape around the bust and also around the waist. Has a midi length, so very demure, very modest. So if you want to wear this in occasions that require that, for instance, for going to church, perhaps you are meeting in-laws where you have to look a little bit more well-behaved, I think this is perfect. It's also a great silhouette to add belts to, so if you want to make it a little bit more feminine, a little bit more accessorized, you have the place to do that. Very comfortable, very light, amazing. And second piece from Uniqlo is this gingham shirt. This is a light pink, which is something that I don't have in my wardrobe a lot, and I think a baby pink shirt is so preppy, such a classic staple for us who love that look, so I just needed to have it. And the linen here is very gauzy, so if you suffer in the heat and you want to wear shirts, having something in a very light linen will allow you to breathe, will allow you to look more dressed up without too much fabric around you. This is very comfortable. Always with Uniqlo, things are very well made. The cuffs have all of the beautiful detailing with the placket as well. So just an easy thing to pull out. You can just roll up your sleeves. You can even tie it at the front, wear it with a pair of shorts, maybe to go to the lake or to go to the beach. Very laid back, but the color pink, I think, makes it a bit more girly and a little bit more dressed up. Moving on to COS, I needed to get these pants because they are my favorite pair of pants that I have ever owned. It's a big statement, but let me explain it to you. I had these pants already and I ruined them in the washing machine. For some reason, I added some product that made the color kind of fade, and I couldn't be without these, so I bought another pair. I was really afraid that they wouldn't be available anymore, but they were, and I'm going to link them down below because these are the perfect pants. They are kind of cigarette pants, but in a very stretchy fabric, which I love. It is stretchy, but it's not fine, it's not elastic, like too kind of gym like, so it has a substantial quality to it, really covers your legs, does have structure, so looks like a true pair of pants and not just leggings. But when you're wearing them, it does feel like you're wearing leggings because it also has the elasticated waist. Has a zip on the side with a little button, so stays really secure. The only thing is I had to get them altered. The other pair already has been altered to perfection around the waist a little bit, but it just has that perfect Audrey Hepburn length. If you want to pair it with ballet flats, you can. If you want to pair it with heels, you can. If you want to pair it with boots during winter, you can. It's a no-brainer. I wore this on a plane already and it felt like I was wearing leggings. It is a total must-have from this haul. And still from COS, this is the black version from a boat neck top that I have shown you maybe last year or the year before in a white and navy stripe that I wear so much during summertime. You guys know that boat necks for me are a just game changer when it comes to dressing casually but still looking chic. And they have it in a white, I think they have it in a pink or another color. But the reason why I went for a black is because you can wear it during the day with a pair of jeans and maybe some flat sandals or some espadrilles. But the fact that this is in a very nice kind of deep black fabric allows you to sport this for the evening time. So you add this with some more tailored trousers or perhaps with a beautiful skirt, a beautiful pair of shoes, and it's the perfect summer date night outfit. It'll also transition better into the colder months if you want to sport this with a little blazer over the top but still have your arms bare, you can. Beautiful for layering. I just love this. The price is also really good. COS's quality is one of my favorites in the more affordable market, so highly recommend adding this to your wardrobe as well. And something else that I have bought repeats of are these pants from Zara. Zara has been making these trousers for years and I have loved them forever. It's that classic straight leg high-waisted trouser with the darting around the waist, so you really feel and look like you are cinched in around your waist and it gives off a beautiful silhouette. I have been fluctuating with my weight a little bit and it's not easy to find pants that fit properly, so having this to sort of feel like a safe place, like a safe harbor in terms of pants, is absolutely a game changer when it comes to your wardrobe. I love them so much that I got them in this kind of charcoal gray, in a lighter gray as well when I want something a bit brighter but still neutral enough to pair with more cool tone colors, and this sort of beige taupe, which is great for pairing with warmer neutrals, so camels, tans, browns. I have these in navy, I have them in black, I have them in white, but given that I'm not fitting in those right now, I think these three will get me through the next couple of seasons with no difficulty. And then I got also a repeat of these sling bags and I'm debating if I should keep both. The dark brown I'm totally keeping, but I don't know if I should keep the more tan ones. I love these because with the deeper brown, I think you can pair them with a lot, but sometimes, for instance, with what I'm wearing right now, a beige, kind of a white, these would look much better. So I don't know. What do you guys think? These are perfect because they have a very reasonable heel height. The elastic also is a little bit tighter. I have a real problem with sling bags and I think this is very common because there's a lot of search about this on Pinterest, on Google, a lot of articles that sling bags won't stay on people's feet. This one is quite tight and I really love that it has the buckle. It's giving Manolo vibes without looking like an exact copy, which is one of my pet peeves. It's in a suede-like material, very soft, so feels very comfortable, very malleable around the feet. It also has a little bit of cushioning, so won't feel like you're wearing plastic. A lot of fast fashion shoes feel that way, these don't. So for the design, for the quality, for the colors, I think I am keeping both, because I do think that I'll be wearing them for the rest of my life until I can afford a pair of actual Manolos. And I am not a fan of buying a bunch of things all at once, especially when it comes to fast fashion. But I do think that when you find something that makes sense to you, you should totally invest and get yourself more than one color, just like with the pants and with the COS top. I think these are things that will make my life easier, make me look a little bit more polished, a little bit more presentable. Whenever I want to elevate an outfit, this is the exact footwear that is going to deliver. And then we move on to Mango, which has been my actual favorite for a lot of more trendy, perhaps more fun pieces. Their latest collection is absolutely gorgeous. You guys have got to check them out. They have a lot of beautiful draped tops. If you haven't watched my how to look modest in the heat video, I'll link it here. Draping is one of those techniques that really deliver a beautiful result even if you're wearing something a bit more covered. And I saw this top on Mango and I think it's simple and yet so gorgeous, so flattering. The draping is in a curve and this really sort of creates that waistline in a natural and just beautiful kind of fluid way. That shade of brown is absolutely gorgeous. Imagine pairing this with the more taupe pants and then the chocolate brown shoes from Zara. I mean, you really could get a whole summer's wardrobe if you added a few tops to this rail. It doesn't take a lot. You just have to find those pieces that speak to you, that are very versatile, and that will stand the test of time. I love the metallic detail around the shoulders. It gives off a Greek goddess kind of vibe that I love. The length is also great because it's not too long, not too short, so you can cinch it in if you want to and tuck it into bottoms like high-waisted, or you can actually leave it out and have a completely different proportion from that. No sleeves, so you're breathing. Really great little top to add a bit of interest to a basic outfit. Now for pieces that I'm not too sure about. This top from Mango, I loved it when I saw it. It's kind of in a white knit and it has the sunburst kind of star buttons. They're not really buttons, they're just appliques. The reason why I'm not so sure is because I'm kind of busty at the moment because of breastfeeding. So this little space right here kind of reveals too much. I think that if you're more flat-chested or if you have a smaller chest, this would look so chic with a pair of white denim and some metallic flat sandals. Kind of T-strap would look divine for a summer resort outfit. It reminds me of Oscar de la Renta a little bit, but that little placement is just, this is something that it's supposed to look sophisticated, look chic, look elegant, and if you are seeing too much boob, it just totally defeats the purpose. Something else that I'm not too sure about is this little top. It looks very darling. It's in a gingham as well, which clearly I love, but a few things kind of keep me on the fence. First is the bouffant detail of the peplum, which is basically the feature of this little top. It's really well done. There's a lot of fabric there, so it gives you a nice, like, consistent, considerable volume. It also has the elasticated finish, which really helps it maintain its structure. But I think that once I wash this, it's going to be a pain to iron. There's a lot of little divots, a lot of little pleating there, and I think that if this is not perfectly ironed, it's going to look frumpy. And second is the silhouette. I am a little bit doubtful on how I would style this. In the B-roll, I have chosen a very simple, very clean lined pencil skirt, which I think really does the job. I think this would also look good with white denim, would look pretty with some cigarette pants, but it's a very memorable piece that you cannot wear time and time again. It's hard to layer as well, so it's a very summer top piece. Has the thin straps around the shoulders, so the bra would also be a difficulty here. So I think I'm going to send this one back. And then we have this beautiful dress. This is in a linen, that's why it is a little bit wrinkly, but I do think that it's one of those unsaid rules of fashion. Linen can be wrinkled and nobody's gonna think you're a slob for wearing it. It's in this beautiful color of sage green, which is one of my favorite colorful neutrals for summertime. It almost acts as a gray, so you can pair this with any accessories that you like, any shade of metal, any color of leather. It will still match, but it still has enough of a color that it makes it pop. So it's not just a black, not just a white, not just a beige. It has that tinge of green that I believe looks beautiful on anyone. The construction of this is really well done. You have the bouffant sleeves that have a lot of volume to them, so really make a statement. You have the off-shoulder kind of neckline that can be made into a on-shoulder style, but I still love the romantic side of showing that part of your body. The seams around the bodice really cinch in your waist, give it movement, give it shape, and give it form. The A-line is very romantic. This is beautiful belted as well. You could wear it with no belt, but I do think that a belt really makes things shine. The only thing that is keeping me from 100% saying yes to this dress is the fact that, given that it is more substantial, a lot more fabric, steaming it is not enough. I would have to iron it, and during summertime I almost never take my iron out of the cupboard, so I'm not sure. I feel like I have convinced myself to keep it, but I will leave it to you guys. Should I keep it or should I return it? And then you can see that I have been in a sort of slingback frenzy. These are kitten heel pointed toe denim kind of fabric slingbacks that I have been eyeing for a while, but since I have found those other two, these ones I am not keeping. I know I'm very strong. Look at me resisting one piece from this giant haul. This is a great solution if you want to spice things up a little bit with your wardrobe and you're more of a classic style girl like me. Having a classic silhouette but in a more edgy fabric really helps spice things up. So if you're looking to add excitement to your wardrobe, that is a great tip. That heel height I think is also very cute, has the detail of that sort of angle around the heel. They're also kind of cushiony, has that angled shoebox as well, which shows a bit of toe cleavage if you like that. Maybe not as wearable and as neutral as the other ones that I've shown you, but I still think that these are quite beautiful. I'm kind of annoying with proportions, and I think this has beautiful proportions. So if you already have basic sling bags in your closet and you want to add something fun, I would highly recommend these. And last but not least, I could not leave Mango's website without getting myself some earrings. First off, these ones, I made a point of wearing them in a bunch of different looks during this video because I think this is such a versatile pair of earrings. Short, very close to your face, looks great with casual outfits, looks great with more formal ones, brings attention to the face, can be worn with your hair up, with your hair down. It's just perfection. And then I also got these ones. Aren't they gorgeous? Let me put them on so you can see. I think they're very 60s. They could be part of like a Mad Men character's wardrobe. I love that they're square, but they're very light. So unlike vintage earrings that sometimes can droop around your ears, these are quite lightweight. They have these little gold detailings that against the square shape give it a bit more of an organic feel. It is orange, but it's not too bright, so I do think that it goes with a lot of things in my wardrobe, and it's that finishing touch that just makes things look special. This is it, everyone. These are all the pieces from my haul. Please leave me a comment telling me what you think. What should I keep? What shouldn't I? I don't want to fall off the horse too much because I think I have been doing really well with not shopping a lot, but I do think that I have found some really good gems. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and we will see each other again next time. Bye bye.